prospect must be hard to beat.
Derek, in a lot of those cups in the early days, you've driven in them. You won't be driving in this one. What will it be like watching Hands Down from the stand?
Well, I don't get really upset about anything, but it does alter things a little bit. I'll be so pleased to see Peter win a cup when I haven't been able to do it, and he gets on so well with this horse. I wouldn't like to take over now.
In brief, then, how do you think Hands Down will go in the New Zealand Cup?
Well, he steps off, and everything equal. He must be round about it.
Number 12, Hands Down, a starter in today's New Zealand Cup. There's no doubt about it. He's got to be hard to beat. He's certainly one of the public elects as one of the favourites for today's race, and there's no reason why he won't give Derek Jones his first ever success, and a fully deserved success too, in the New Zealand Cup of 1980.
They'll be racing in a moment. He says leave Lord Module where he is. He's happy with him.
They're off and racing in the Cup. And Lord Module has stood there back on the 10-metre line. Delightful Lady, she's made a brilliant beginning. Lord Module won't go in the Cup. And down the back they go, and making the lead, MacDougall is skied away to the front. Is followed out by Travera's made a brilliant beginning and is up on the outside of Idle Might. Laudable's handy going around them. Trusty Scott's also whipping around quickly. Canis Minor's gone into a break. Sapling back on the inside of Laudable, followed 2 lengths back by We Win, Greg Robinson, Sunseeker, Delightful Lady, about 4 lengths to Hands Down, pretty slow, a long way back to Trio, Royden Scott, they're both a long way out of it in the Cup, and Canis Minor's back with them, and Lord Module's about 400 metres away, and round the bend of the straight they come. On the first turn now, and 2,600 to run, and MacDougall leads the Cup field down the straight for the first time. Travera's parked on the outside of the leader's wheel, followed by Idle Might getting the trail. In behind them, the outside Trusty Scott and Sapling 3 places back along the rail. Peter Wolfenden takes Greg Robinson up to follow Sapling, Laudable the outside. We Win a length and a half away. Sunseeker going up near the rail. 2 lengths to Delightful Lady, 2 or 3 lengths back to Hands Down. 3 to Trio, followed 4 lengths away by Canis Minor, and 2 back to Royden Scott. They make the showgrounds bend now, and MacDougall leads them into the back from Travera. Idle Might followed by Sapling the inside, and Trusty Scott. Round the outside, Laudable, Greg Robinson the rail. Then We Win, followed by Sunseeker, Delightful Lady, Trio, Hands Down, Canis Minor, and 2 lengths to Royden Scott. And about 200 metres away, Lord Module. They race down the back now, 1,900 metres left to run. And MacDougall certainly making the pace fairly consistent, but We Win's not satisfied with it and moves up quickly, and the pace sharpens. They were followed on the inside by Idle Might, Travera the outer. Next was Sapling the inside of Trusty Scott, followed by Greg Robinson, then Laudable, Sunseeker the inside, and Delightful Lady the outer. 2 or 3 lengths to Hands Down. Trio was next. Royden Scott's making ground, then Canis Minor, but they've passed the halfway mark and they round the bend into the straight, and 1,500 to run. And Robert Cameron's taken We Win to the lead. From MacDougall, Travera still left without cover over on the outside. Idle Might is now 3 back. Up on the outside, 2 Saplings nicely got off the rail to be handily placed. Trusty Scott was next with Greg Robinson the inside. Here's Hands Down motoring up 3 wide around Trusty Scott. Sunseeker, Delightful Lady's got on the Hands Down's back, and Laudable's keeping her a little wider out. Sunseeker was next, followed by Royden Scott, Trio and Canis Minor around to go. And now Hands Down has made the lead in the showgrounds bend with We Win. And these 2, they share the lead going round the turn into the back of 1,000 metres. Delightful Ladies 3 wide on the outside of Travera, MacDougall the rails, followed by Laudable and Sapling, Trusty Scott and Idle Might. Greg Robinson and Sunseeker were next, then Royden Scott, followed by Canis Minor, and Trio drops away from the bunch. They go down to the 800 metres in the Cup now, and We Win by a neck, the leader from Hands Down. In behind them, Delightful Lady, she's beautifully positioned, followed by Trevera McDougall the inside. Laudable 3 wide, Sapling between those two, followed by Greg Robinson. Peter Wolfman has got it off the rail. Moving around them, Canis Minor. Idle Might was next. It was followed then by Sunseeker and Royden Scott, and further back the trio. But coming off the back, and Hands Down's gone to the lead. And it's Hands Down and Delightful Lady. She's smoked up on the outside quickly under the whip too, and she's moved up to Hands Down, and they're moved away from the field by 4 lengths over We Win. But it's Hands Down and Delightful Lady turning for home in the Cup. Here's Sapling coming after them, followed by We Win and Greg Robinson, then Trevera. They're in the straight in the Cup, and Delightful Lady's made the lead. Hands Down is coming again on the inside. Sapling heads the rest, then Greg Robinson. It's Delightful Lady, 100 out from Hands Down, coming again on the inside. Delightful Lady and Hands Down, they're down to it, these two. Delightful Lady and Hands Down and Delightful Lady, they hit the line. Hands Down wins the New Zealand Cup from Delightful Lady. 3 lengths to Sapling, Greg Robinson, Trusty Scott, We Win. Sunseeker followed home by Trevera, Canis Minor, McDougall, Idle Might, Laudable, Royden Scott, Trio and Lord Module.
Well, that is going to go down as one of the great all-time finishes in a New Zealand Cup. An absolutely fantastic performance by the winner, Hands Down. Had to come wide for all of the last 1,400 metres and did not give 1 inch as he went down the straight, locked in a tremendous battle. Peter Jones, his first drive in a New Zealand Cup, and it's a winning one, and his father Derek, the trainer, his first New Zealand Cup success in something like 35 years of training, and he would be the happiest young man in the world at the moment, Peter Jones, as he brings Hands Down back to scale. This horse had not won a race 12 months ago and comes out and beats the best ever Cup field in a long, long time at Addington here this afternoon. Delightful Lady, of course, gallant in defeat, a wonderful effort. She covered extra ground, but then so did the winner, and I suppose a dead heat might well have been a fair enough result, but the margin's going to be fine anyway. It's official, number 12, Hands Down, driven by Peter Jones, wins the 1980 Trotting Cup. 16, Delightful Lady, Mike Stormont is second. 13, Sapling, Doug Mangos is third. And 8, Greg Robinson is fourth. And in fact, it's 15, Trusty Scott that got up for the 5th place, and Sunseeker was next to finish. Coming back to scale, Hands Down, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Bill McAutry of Amarama, up there in the Mackenzie country, trained by Derek Jones and driven by Peter. And Peter Jones' first drive in the Cup is a winning one.
So Mr. Taylor at the moment introducing the Duke and Duchess to Mr. and Mrs. McAutry, and also to Peter Jones, the successful driver. Mrs. McAutry, in fact, is not out there. That is Mrs. McDermott, Mrs. Eugene McDermott, former past president of the New Zealand Metropolitan Trotting Club. So the Duchess at the moment having a couple of words with the successful team, and now the President, Mr. Taylor.
Your Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Kent, the Right Honourable the Prime Minister, Mr. Muldoon and Mrs. Muldoon, the Honourable Minister of Internal Affairs, Mr. Hyatt and Mrs. Hyatt, ladies and gentlemen, the spontaneous welcome which you gave the Duke and Duchess when they arrived at Addington Raceway today clearly indicated our great joy at having these delightful representatives of the royal family race our 1980 New Zealand Cup. It has indeed been a great privilege for the Met to have the opportunity of introducing the Duke and Duchess of Kent to the thrilling sport of trotting, which is so popular here in New Zealand, an experience which they assure me they have thoroughly enjoyed. Another attraction to this year's Cup has been the Golden Trotting Jubilee Sweepstake, and I believe there is no doubt that this double draw lottery has added tremendous interest to our Cup meeting. Mr. Hyatt, thank you and your lottery organiser, Mr. Kiddle, for involving the Met in your Jubilee celebrations. I understand that New Zealand charities will benefit by an amount in excess of $1 million as a result of this particular lottery. And I'd also congratulate the winners, and I also envy them. Last Tuesday at the barrier draw in Cathedral Square, I stated that this year's Cup field must surely rank as one of the best fields of 2-milers ever paraded anywhere in the world, and that there was every chance of a new record being created. All this is now history. It was a tremendous contest, and all credit to the winner, hands down. "12 months ago, hands down, was a maiden horse. And I believe today is the 5th 2-mile race he has won in the last 12 months. Great credit must go to his trainer, Derek Jones, has had many horses in the Cup, and this is the first winner he has brought home in this major event, and I'm sure he must be a very pleased and proud man today. Proud also of his son, Peter, a young rangeman, possibly the youngest rangeman in the field, drove a wonderful race, and Peter, we congratulate you on the wonderful effort today. The time, 4:07.2. Not a new record, but just about 2 seconds outside the world record. And races of this nature quite often become a case of driving tactics rather than pure speed contests. I now have great pleasure on calling on Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Kent, to make the Cup presentation to Mr. McAutry.
Congratulations to her. Congratulations to her. Yes, real success. Best of you. And your trainer and your jockey.
Yeah, they had a big part of it, not me. Thank you.
Do keep the other low away, which you possibly know. You got to say a few words to her, patrons? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. McAutry. Why we're pleased.
Your Royal Highness, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, my wife and I are very, very proud to be associated with the Joneses in this Cup win. This was a very wayward horse, and they've done wonders with him. All credit to Derek and Peter. Thank you.